You're finally growing your business. Things are moving up and to the right. But why does it feel more stressful and not less? That means it's time to hire someone. But who? Okay, so if you hire the wrong people, you're gonna drown in decisions, balls will be dropped, and it's gonna kill your momentum. But if you get this right, you'll buy back your time, you'll deliver better service, and you'll scale without chaos. So if you're feeling stuck in that I do everything mode, stick around in this video. I'll show you the first 3 hires to unlock your next level. All right, so let's break it down with the first person. This is the easiest and also the most powerful, the assistant. Whether you're hiring an executive assistant or a virtual assistant, I don't care, but this is the quickest way to create more time in your day and in your week. What we're trying to do here is to clone yourself. If you're the right person to grow this business, which you should be, you're the CEO, the founder, the entrepreneur, what would it be like if there were 2 of you? So essentially, we're trying to create a second brain, another John. Take your 8 or 10 hour day and double it. Imagine how much you could get done. We're gonna delegate tasks. We're gonna create space in your schedule. We're gonna offload those tiny things that are slowing you down. We can create better marketing, better sales, and better delivery as an entrepreneur with someone helping you and rounding out your gaps. So the key here to understand is we're not outsourcing or eliminating your work. You don't go away. You're still the single person driving this business, but now you can delegate the parts that slow you down. You can hand off the portions that may not be your strength and move forward. So that's the first hire. Get that hire right. And all of a sudden, it seems like your output will 5 or 10x, your time will double, and you can now spend time in your zone of genius working on what you do best. So that's the first hire, and now things should be growing. You feel like you're moving, you're creating some momentum. So the second hire I would make is someone to do delivery. So this is billable work, this is revenue driving activities. In my time at Lemonly, anytime we decided it was time to hire a designer, I would rubber stamp that and say, let's go, because designers at Lemonly made us money. If that meant we had enough work or more work or too much work to do, hiring a designer would let us get that work done, get it out the door quickly, and then take on more projects, grow revenue. So I'm always happy to do that. Today, in my company, Lead More, a delivery person might be creating content, which we sometimes help our founders do, or doing coaching. If I can have more coaching calls or take on more coaching clients, revenue will grow, we'll create more margin. So the second person I would hire is a delivery person to increase the total pie, increase the total business. All right, now things are really rolling. We have an assistant to balance us out, to clone ourselves, to create a second brain. We have a delivery person to get more work done and drive more revenue. It's time to start thinking about client success. Now, that's a category of a job title. You might call this person an account executive, a client manager, a project manager, depending on your type of business. But this is the person that's going to work with our clients. So now you're off selling, getting so much work, and your delivery person is busy doing that work. And now it's time to make sure we never lose a client. We're going to keep our clients happy, and we're going to grow the clients that we already have. That means more revenue, more satisfied clients, more word of mouth, more referrals, all the good things. So now you can see how we got a little pyramid here, right? You're the CEO, you're the founder. We have an assistant to help you offload and delegate and create more space. We have a delivery person to create more revenue and drive business. And then we have a client person to keep those folks happy and basically turn over that flywheel. More happy clients, more work for delivery, restart. So a couple of things you need to do here and think through as a successful founder and entrepreneur. First of all, determine the ratio of delivery to client roles in your business, meaning how many delivery folks could your project manager, account person, your client success person handle, right? Is it a 1-to-4 type of ratio? Is it a 3-to-1? Who knows? But how much work can your delivery people take, and how much work can your client person manage? What's beautiful about the creative agency game is it just becomes a math problem. You know that for every 5 clients, this is going to give you X amount of revenue, or Y amount of projects, or Z amount of hours. Then you know that you need 2 or 3 delivery people to do that work, and that maybe 1 client success person can manage that many delivery people. Whatever your formula is, but lock in on that formula, track your time, be aware of how long it takes you to deliver. So then that'll help making these hiring decisions way easier. You know, hey, we got a $100,000 deal. That means we can add 1 of these and 1 of those. Or once we get 200K in new business, we can hire another designer. Whatever your ratio might be, learn what that is and determine that, test that often, and keep pushing against that. The second thing you need to think about is your job as CEO, founder, leader now becomes set the vision, where is the company going, build the systems and processes so that your assistant, your delivery person, and your client person know exactly what to do and get the work done. And then get out of their way, let them do it. And what you need to do is go sell. It's time to make it rain. Now, lots of times the folks that I work with, creative entrepreneurs, don't always love to hear that. They think selling is icky. They don't want to do it. They started a business because they wanted to do design or create videos or write copy or coach. And you get to do some of that, but if we're going to scale, if we're going to start hiring delivery and client success people, you got to go out and get the work. And I often say, I think for founders, entrepreneurs, you got to sell the first $1 million in revenue. That might sound like a lot, but once you get there, you've proven that your team can deliver. You've proven that you add value and you have a proven process of value creation. Then you can start thinking about delegating sales, handing that off, and focusing more on the vision and the systems and processes. So I used to always say the first person I would hire in every single company I ever start is a design person. Because, well, the last company I ran was a design business. My business partner, Amy, was a designer. She was our creative director. I love design for credibility, for authority, for the brand that it can help create. And so, yes, I have a high value in design. But what I've learned, if I were starting a company today, which I am building a company right now, the 3 people I would hire in this order: number 1, executive assistant; number 2, delivery person, potentially like a designer; and then number 3, client success. If you're ready to make that first hire, you needed an EA or a VA. Down below in the description, I have a job description for an assistant. Click that link, you can copy it, make it your own, and go out and hire that person. Also, I created a video on the daily stand-up that my virtual assistant and I go through every day. It's a quick 15-minute call that gets her off and running, knowing exactly what to do. It gets me off and running on what I need to focus on. Click here to watch that video, and you'll know exactly what to do each day with your newly hired assistant.